Hello everyone, this is Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel and a new week of crafting. So I have a couple things that I want to share with you today, and I really want to start working in a junk journal. I've chosen this one, Ellie from Elsie Bell's Bookshelf. She made this for me last year or the year before. I'm not sure, but it's just a traveler's notebook insert one. It is mushroom themed. But what I want to do, I've done personal junk journal flip throughs before where I just kind of show how I use a junk journal, but we don't always have something personal to put in it. We might not do a Dear Diary type. We might not have personal little knickknacks and remembrances to put in there, but we might feel crafty and we might want to more art junk journal or fill up a junk journal in addition to a personal one. So my idea with this series is to take a simple basic journal. You can get lots of journals like these on the marketplace. I have a full marketplace video tomorrow that will be multiple boxes from Jane Dilly, and I'm sure you'll find a journal you like there. You could make one. I also have some available in Lindsay's handmade section in my shop. But I thought what we would do is work in this journal and fill it completely up so that it is ready for a spot of honor, meaning that in a kind of a silly way, but in a place that it's ready to be put on your shelf or tucked away or given as a gift, something like that. So this is not personal, nothing, I'm not going to put any names, any dates, any memories, just inspirational and fun things. Another thing is this may be mushroom themed, but what I want to show you is you can buy something themed and yet not stick to the theme and still have it be beautiful. This is wonderful because maybe you like mushrooms, but you're not into them so much that you're going to decorate an entire journal about mushrooms. You want to add all your other goodies and pieces. So you can turn this in a lot of different directions. We can add more nature themes. There's floral. We can add more floral. We can add some masculine. We can add anything and make it work. You don't have to buy something like this and go, oh, now I need to find mushroom ephemera and now I need to do just mushroom. That's what I really want to show you is there's really no rules at all for this. We're just going to have fun. So standard traveler's notebook size. I love the stitching. I love the cardstock. I love everything about this little journal. And she's just done a simple collage on the front, a piece of paper and a piece of mushroom ephemera with some stitching. We may end up adding more to the cover later on. I don't really know. I have no plans for this. We're just going to play in it for a few minutes. And then I'm going to do a quick flip through of some budget journals that I have available in the shop that you can get for a low price and do pretty much the same thing in. So there's no right or wrong, and we may not even go front to back. We may skip around. I've brought a couple things with me. I really don't know where this is going, but I have some cutoffs from a Tim Holtz paper pad that I'm trying to use up. I bought this paper pad in a de-stash pack, I want to say 2 years ago. It was nearer the beginning of this paper crafting journey, and I was thrilled to have a Tim Holtz paper pack. I'm still a huge fan of Tim Holtz. In fact, I was watching his 2020 Stampers Anonymous thing on YouTube today. Huge fan of Tim Holtz. But if I hoard it and I don't use it, how much of a fan am I really? And then I don't have any room to get any of his new stuff or anybody else. I'm not a diehard fan. I don't just choose one artist. I like everybody. So I have some cutoffs, and then I have taken 2 pages out. One that has a bunch of bingo cards and one that has these cute little vintage, I guess, children's playing cards, and we can cut them up to make ephemera. So we're going to start with that. If you remember, my goal this year for 2020 is ephemera, my theme word or whatever. Instead of being, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but instead of having a word like, I don't know, confidence or purpose or And that's wonderful. And I think we should have, you know, themes like that. I have one for my personal life, and that is patience. That is the word I'm working on in my personal life this year, especially when it comes to my dear, dear children. I have 3 boys, ages 6, 4, almost 5, 6, 4, and 3. So patience is definitely something I always need to work on. And if I want to teach them to have that outlook on life, I need to model it myself. But for my craft room and for my business, I decided to go with something much more literal and hopefully easier to attain, and that is ephemera. So I'm organizing ephemera, clipping ephemera, cutting ephemera, hoarding. No, well, we're going to try not to hoard ephemera, Lindsay. You guys, hoarding doesn't help. Oh my goodness, hoarding doesn't help. But I'm so guilty of it. I'm going to try to use things. So this 12 by 12 piece of paper, of course I've hoarded it because who doesn't love bingo cards and all these gorgeous vintage textures, and it's double-sided and it's Tim Holtz, and it's been sitting on my shelf for years. So I'm going to take the 30 seconds to a minute of my life to cut out these bingo cards. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I don't know, 10, 12 bingo cards, something like that. 12 bingo cards ready to go. And I'm going to do the same thing with these adorable little cards. Of course, you could use it as a whole sheet of paper. However, I find it, a little too busy for that. And 2, when I see gorgeous lines like this, the rectangle sort of journal card ephemera, I have to cut it. It's just something compels me to do so. If you're like me and you understand what I'm talking about, please give this video a thumbs up because, yeah, we're all in this together, right? There's something about cutting ephemera. I remember as a little girl, I would cut strips of paper and then cut those strips of paper into little squares, into the trash can, just because I had to cut. There's something about cutting with a pair of scissors that I truly believe is good for the soul. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I do rather think that. So, yeah, I'm cutting these out. And we may even use some of them. That's my hope, is to use some of them in this journal I just showed you, and then tuck the rest away in my organization that I've been showing you guys, my little folders or my cigar box or something like that. I have lots of ideas for more organization that you will be seeing throughout the year. Some things we're going to try, some things I'm going to have for the shop. There's just so many exciting things coming. And if you don't like cutting, or you like cutting, but it's just, you don't have the time, or it hurts your hands too much and you'd like cut ephemera, don't worry. I'm working hard to have that covered for you. I have some lovely ladies who are helping me. They're being paid, so it is supporting them as well. But they are going to be helping me cut out ephemera packs that I'll be putting together, and I will list them in the shop, so you guys will have pre-cut things as well. I don't know what I'm going to do with these cutouts, but look at this. I hadn't thought of this really until now. I think we're all pretty familiar with this paper from Tim Holtz, but I'm wondering if we could even cut out some of these little ruler pieces, and how great those would be for collages. I really hope I'm staying in frame. I don't have the little stool I usually stand on. I think one of my boys ran off with it. I didn't feel like hunting it down, so every once in a while I peek up at the screen to see if I am still in frame, but I may not be, or I might be kind of off to the side or something like that. Just cutting. I won't cut all of them right on screen. I might finish that up later. My other scraps, I think I'll leave as scraps for right now. So we have a couple of those things. We're going to get right into this. Let me grab some ink. Use my walnuts. No, I'll use my frayed burlap. I love Distress Oxides. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm going to add further ink along the edge of this guest check to just grunge it up because I'm just playing. This isn't necessary. I'm just playing and enjoying it. I love the little tear-offs, and I think they're so much fun to put somewhere else in the journal. I know that's silly. It's just a pet thing of mine that I enjoy. I have limited supplies in this back room, so I'm trying to make work what I have. I did pause the video to go grab a couple more things that I think I'll be wanting, but I mainly went for my stapler. I just got this stapler at Walmart. It is not a tiny attacher. It doesn't have the tiny staples like Tim Holtz. I did own that one, but I think I got a defective one a few years ago. Anyway, it didn't work more than a few times. So I just got a regular size staple. It's a lot easier to find these staples and a lot cheaper. And I have blue staples in there. So I've just put that on there for some added fun. Okay, let's find a place for a bingo card. I love bingo cards. But what are we going to do on the back? Because we're not setting up this journal for someone else to use. We're actually going to be using it ourselves. So we may come back to that later, but I'm going to tuck in a bingo card there. I love these lines. Okay, I'm going to pull up my tablet. I don't know if you're going to get a glare on my screen. I am sure it'll be terrible, but I have Pinterest open and I have a board called Inspirational, and I like to pin things on there that are inspirational to me. I like this. 5 things you can control every day: attitude, words, actions, manners, and effort. So what I'm going to do is find a pen, and it's okay whatever pen you have nearby. The one I have happens to be red. I'm going to see here 5 things, and so I'm going to just five things you can control every day. And then number 1, since we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I think we can do that, right? So we'll say 1. I'm going to try my hand at some cursive here. Might not be at the right angle. I know how to spell this word, but when I'm on screen, my mind goes blank. Oh, well, it doesn't have to be perfect. I am not a pro at hand lettering. So number 1, attitude. Number 2, we can control our words. Very important lesson that I've had to learn. Number 3, we can control our actions. Yikes, I'm not used to writing this big, and my letters do not want to form. If you're ever like that, don't let it stop you from journaling. It actually looks a lot better than you think when you come back and look at it. It won't look good today, but in 3 months it will. And then 5, well, I can't fit that too well. And our effort. And guess what? I did not lay that out very great. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. So we've got some fun little bits there. I have some washi tape up here that says life is good. I'm thinking that would go good there too. All right. Let's go back to what we were doing here. I think we'll find a saying for this. She's got a cute little journal card tucked in here. I'm thinking, why not? Got a little bit of lace. Make it something slightly more. I hope it's just giving you simple ideas of when you buy junk journals, what you can do to make them your own. I think this pocket needs something. I might not have what it needs right now, but Oh, okay, well, you know, maybe I do. Here's one of my little ephemera folders, and I do have some pretty little cutouts that we did in another video. These are from my Vintage Image Club. Kind of like that. Do I want to go? That's even better. So vintageimageclub.com. I have lots and lots of public domain images that you can fussy cut out, set aside. Here's like a little ephemera folder I made that I can put things in. So I've already put that to good use. So that excites me. Okay, grab my glue. Like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing today. I just wanted to play, and I thought, what better thing to do than start a little series. Well, I think I put glue in some of the wrong places. Oh well, just wipe it off the top. That's really neat. I love that. Okay. Some of these Tim Holtz cutoffs. I kind of like some of this film strip. Sometimes I'm used to seeing sewing, so I think it needs sewing when it doesn't. This is pretty. I'm going to try to use a lot of blue staples in this, just to show you you don't always have to sew, and the continuity of using something multiple times can have a really cool effect too. So we got a little bit of that organza ribbon, a bit of that film strip. Now, what are we going to write on the back of this? Or what are we going to put on the back of it? All right, I'm going back to my Pinterest board, which is over here to the right. And I like this. Live less out of habit and more out of intent. So I'm just going to scribble that on here. Live less out of habit. And did I spell that right? And more out of intent. Just gonna finish this off. Look at how perfect that is. Done. Now maybe something a little bigger behind this. What would be cute? I'm thinking maybe, don't you like that little rabbit peeking out? When you're layering ephemera, have different sizes so you can see kind of when you open it, like you can see the bunny peeking out, and then maybe something bigger behind it. And I might not have something right now. Well, let me see. Do I like that? I kind of do. All right. We are going to chunk this journal up for sure. So this is some of the Tim Holtz paper as well. It's folded in half like this, and I'm going to turn it into a double tag. We might come back and decorate the tag more at another time, because I don't have a whole bunch of things. Well, actually I have more than I think here. Let me see, how long have I been filming? Oh, only 8 minutes. Okay, not too bad. We'll try to do 15-20 minutes of this, and then a couple minutes showing you the journals I have for you to work on. So I really love that word memory, and I want to make sure that we can see that. So I'm going to tuck that there. Okay. Maybe a little bit of this organza ribbon on the top to mirror the organza on the other page we just added. I've planned absolutely none of this out, you guys. Just showing you how you can play in a journal and make something worthwhile. Oh well, let's make some bunny ears here. Trying a second. Well, now we're stuck. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Yes, it was. That staple did not go through. I think I'm overthinking this. I just didn't like how it's all going to this side, so I'm trying to open it up and put another staple. But There we go. It's a little better, barely. Maybe a touch of glue. That is not working. I can't seem to grab the part of the lace I want. And there we go, just the way I want it. All right. Okay. We're gonna find a quote for that. Maybe not this video, but. And we're gonna find something more for this, but not right now. Okay, let's flip the page and we will come back to that. Okay, look at how pretty this is and that. I think I'm gonna move this journal card. We're gonna make more of that, but I think we'll move it to a different page that we'll work with it later. Okay, because I wanna take this stencil, it's all gunky. I'm hard on my stencils. And just give it a little bit of a pattern to the back that kind of is similar to this one. All right, let's do a little long tag with this. Sometimes limiting yourself to just a few supplies is truly a wonderful idea. Okay, we'll come back. I'm sure we'll write something on that page. Find something else that's speaking to me right now that I want to work on. Okay, I do not want this paper clipped closed. I want it to open up. So we will move this journal card to another page. I'm just acquainting myself with this journal. Again, I want this page to open. Oh, I did add a bingo card on that side. Move the bingo card and move the mushroom. These paper clips, just moving everything around. Okay. Some gorgeous papers in here for sure. Okay, I know what I want to do here. We're gonna tuck this mushroom in the back pocket. We have an extra paper clip. I'm gonna put it up out of the way. I wanted to take some more of this gorgeous lace and add it, make a little lace pocket. Hot glue would be my preferred glue, but I think that this quick dry tacky glue will work. We're not going to stick anything in the pocket right now, so that glue has a chance to dry and the ephemera doesn't get stuck on the glue. But we will let that dry. Just made a little lace pocket. There we go. I do have room for more. Is there another page? Well, that might be an option. I like that. Okay. Never have a problem with moving stuff around. Look, I'm going to turn this tag into a tuck spot. And move it over here. Now I have a tuck spot that I can put some fun stuff in, and I can make a lace pocket. Nope, this way. Okay. I don't think I can really move this paper clip because it's holding on ephemera on the other side. So we will just go as far as we can. Now I have a tiny piece of lace left, and I could throw it into a scrap bin, or we could make something super cute with it. Maybe give a little lacy skirt to the bottom of this frog ephemera. what happened to my, if you had a sewing machine, you could stitch, lots of options. Okay, I'm going to ink this frog up. And we're going to make a little top tuck. So I'm just going to put some glue. This will have to dry before we tuck anything in, but it will be tacked down just at the top, and we can stick some papers or things underneath for later. And then I really want to work on this. This paper is parchment leaves from Digital Curio. You know, Ellie loves to use Digital Curio as I do. We can always come back, add more layers, because we'll have more goodies that we're working with. I'm just going to add that there. Look back in my ephemera folder here. I'll look back through my some florals. I'm thinking this one. Not sure where though. I think we're going to put a little quote on the back and tuck it in. So I'm back here looking over here to my Pinterest, looking for a quick little, I like this, inhale confidence, exhale doubt. So again, I'm just going to scribble it. So I'm going to say inhale, confidence. Make sure I spell everything right. Exhale, doubt. I love scribbling little sayings. Okay, and then just got a little piece of ephemera there. That is super cute. And this Tim Holtz paper, it's got to be one of my favorites. And I am thinking that we can slip it back there. We'll do more with it later, but it goes really pretty. All right, I think I'm going to stop here. I don't really want to, but on the other hand, I probably should. I'm gonna take my stencil and add, since I have this stencil out, and I will probably put it away, and I may not grab it again for this journal. If there's anywhere else I want some of these leaves stenciled, I'm gonna do that now. That way, if I'm playing with another stencil or I forget about it, I have that done. There we go. So we have some super fun stenciling. That was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to set this right off to the side, and hopefully again this week we will be playing in it 1 or 2 more times. I want to totally complete it, and then I'm kind of thinking about maybe even selling it on the marketplace. So if you guys have watched me make it, then you can have it finished and just enjoy everything that we've done in it, and then start a new one. I like how it's small and you can see how to complete a journal on like a small scale. So it's getting tucked up here, and then we're going to tidy. That's something I'm trying to do more of, instead of just leaving everything, kind of tuck through what we're gonna do with the scraps, because that's kind of my goal this year. So I have all of these bingo cards, and I'm gonna grab my little drawers I made from my Audubon, vintage Audubon boxes, and I'm gonna try to find a place to tuck them for use later. And then we have all of the little ruler cutouts that we did, and I think those will go best in my cigar box, and because that's about the right size, tuck those in. And then I have all of these little playing cards. And I feel accomplished. It didn't take long. I've got a bunch of stuff to work with now. I've used a few, but I've got a lot more. Tuck tuck those in there as well. And then these bigger scrap papers, nothing's made from them yet. I'm going to tuck them over in my scrap pile. We'll get to those another day for sure. Put my ribbon back and let me show you the journals that I have in the shop for you. Well, still working on it. Okay. So I have made 6 different journals. I've used 2 of my kits. I've used what he wore and what she wore. I think you can purchase it as what they wore together. I think that's how I did it on my shop. If you have any questions, you can ask. But what she wore and what he wore, or you could type in what they wore and see if it comes up. But they're 2 separate kits. It's a female vintage fashion and a male vintage fashion. I was using up this Tim Holtz paper because it's gorgeous. It's double-sided. We all love it, and I just thought I would make some. So I'm going to start off with the what he wore, because there's 4 of them, and there's only 2 of what she wore. So these are the papers that I chose for the front. The vintage kind of papers and text, the vintage rulers, the vintage film, and the vintage labels. And each one has the complete kit in it, all the pages, all 12 journal pages. There's 60 pages per journal, stitched in, hand stitched, one signature, 60 pages, borderless printed. It's beautiful inside. You get quite a long ribbon. I did not decorate the front because just like we were working in this journal, you can go ahead and take the ephemera that I've included and make this journal your own. So it's double-sided, okay? And then you get a little pouch. This is the envelope template that comes with the kit. And I just realized that I could fold it this way to make more of a coin envelope. I've always folded in both sides and had this flap up like a regular envelope. You can do that too, but how cute that you can do it either way and make this big coin pouch. So this is all of the ephemera that the digital kit comes with. You can buy this kit printed, you can buy it digitally, or you can buy this journal that I made. But these are all, oh, this one has 2 of these, so I'm betting this goes in another one, but it should have all of the ephemera that comes with the kit, which is very vintage. A lot of vintage advertising, handsome men and their suits, things that have to do with that. Remember, just like we're not making our journal mushroom themed, even though there's a mushroom on the front, you don't, well, why do I have 2 of this guy's buttons? Oh, they're, well, you know what, you guys, there may be some duplicates. Whatever, you get enough. You might not get the exact same ones. I'll just put them in there, not worry about it. But you get a pouch full of ephemera that's printed on cardstock that you can go ahead and use. And you don't have to make this just masculine. You could add in a whole bunch of things and turn it any direction you wanted. So I have all of the journal pages for what he wore. So that's one of them. And then I backed them with different things. So I've used TLC Creates Vintage. This is her Coffee Dyed Basics, I think it's called. Here's one of my pages. And then this, I think, is Carrie Stevens Art. It's actually from her St. Patrick's Day paper pack, but I really liked this pop of color. Then I have vintage 1950s like encyclopedia page. This is from my kit as well. And then this, I do not have in the shop right now, I don't think. But this was a stationery set that I did, and hopefully I'll have more of these available for purchase, but really pretty and vintage. This is from what he wore. This I wanted to take a second and talk about because Paulette from TLC Creates Vintage, she has a Facebook group. It's a customer appreciation. It's like TLC customer appreciation. I don't remember exactly what it's called. I may even be able to pull it up right here on my iPad so I can tell you, because I know you guys will want to know about this. Hopefully I can find it, what I'm looking for. But what it is as long as you make, I want to say it's 4 purchases a year. So you can just make 1 purchase, be added to the group. And then like you need to make 3 more at the end of the year to stay in the group by the end of the year. But she posts so many things. So let me find it here and I'll give you the exact name. It's called TLC Creates Vintage Customer Appreciation Page. And if you're searching, oh guys, is it too bright? It looks like this. There's 151 members in it right now, but she posts so many freebies. And when I mean so many freebies, I mean, from what I've noticed, multiple a day. And she's even pulling some items out of her trash bin, her digital trash bin, meaning this was supposed to be a William Morris digital kit that she just didn't like the direction it was going, and she threw it out. And then she thought, maybe somebody could use it. And she had 3 different William Morris ones. And guess what? I loved them. I understand why she threw them out. I'm a designer too. And it didn't go the way she wanted, but I knew that they had a place in my journals. And I thought that this William Morris, it just went so perfect with this kit. So I've added it in there, but you get things like that. So definitely go check that out. So we have a vintage music paper. This is from my kit as well. This is, I believe this is also Carrie Stevens art. It's one of her gray paper packs. And then this is from my kit. This is also Carrie Stevens art. It was a mountains one. And then this one was mine. This is also TLC Creates Vintage. I think it was just a random one she sent me. I don't even know if that goes in a pack or not. A piece of blank tan, earthy tan paper. This is mine. Carrie Stevens art. This one's mine. TLC. This one's mine. This is another one of the William Morris ones that she didn't like when she was creating it. I fell in love with them. And doesn't it go so perfect with this journal? I do not remember. I'm sorry. I don't remember what this one was from, but it's a really pretty grungy background. This is the other William Morris one that she threw out that I thought was gorgeous. This one's mine, mine. And you can kind of tell it's just the backs of all of the ones that I have just showed you. So as you can see, 60 pages full of potential, gorgeous borderless pages, vintage music, stationery, book pages, all of that. And then you get your ephemera. So I'm not going to flip through the other male ones, what he wore, because they're very similar. There's some slight differences, but they are very similar. So there is this cover and this cover and this cover, and they are all very similar to what he wore. And then I did what she wore, and there's these more feminine labels and then the pretty floral. So the same setup. I used the kit what she wore. Here's the little pouch, and it is full of ephemera for the ladies' journal. They're all from, this is all from my kit. You get a whole bunch of beautiful printed on cardstock. Kind of helps you get started. So this is from my kit here. I backed it. This is Antique Paperie. I always keep her link below. This is from my kit. This is TLC Creates Vintage. Blank paper. That's from my kit. This is also TLC. I think it's a watercolors one. It's from my kit. This is also TLC, but it's a sewing one. Then a vintage sewing book page. This is from my kit. This is TLC Creates as well. This was a February kit she did. I don't know if she's still selling it or not, but last year she did a February themed one, and this was one of the pretty kind of blankish papers. This is my kit. This is TLC. I have a book page. This is my kit. TLC, my kit. TLC, my kit. Just giving you an idea of what I've put in here. TLC, my kit. Antique Paperie, my kit. TLC, my kit. And Antique Paperie in the middle. And then this is the other side to all those pages that I just showed you. And I won't flip through the second one because it is very similar. so you have a wonderful journal to create with and create in. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have a fantastic day. Please leave a comment below and let me know, what do you like in a blank journal? Is this what you like in a blank journal with the ephemera, or do you like it just plain? Do you like more stitching? Do you like it smaller? Do you like different sizes? If you are going to buy a more blank journal to decorate, what are some things that are absolute musts for you? So I'll see you all tomorrow. Giant marketplace video. I'm super excited to share with you Jane's journals, and I will see you all then.